That's fine. But it really only worked more for when it was like coming at you and then blackout. But whatever. That was weird. Like I would always, because when I would shoot stuff, like go video stuff, like I have that. I don't know why I have that like Hollywood mentality of if I'm going to shoot something, I want to make it look good. And I think about goofy stuff like this. Like there's a guy I know through work. I actually haven't talked to him in a couple of years because I'm not even sure that he's really even in my type of business anymore. But he used to do makeup for like kind of like B and C horror type movies and stuff. And like he actually knows, I don't know how well he knows him, but I know he like kind of knows him on a professional level. Greg Nicotero, the guy that does makeup on Walking Dead and stuff like that.
Wow.
And he at one point in time he had me actually make like a dolly for him. Like this, he saw something online about how you can make your own homemade rolling track dolly type of thing.
For what?
So you put like a tripod on the stand that had wheels on it.
Oh,
and you would get like track and stuff. And so you get like really smooth track. Well, it depends on how level the ground is and stuff. But you get these really nice smooth tracking shots. So it's like, when we were still in the warehouse for work and stuff, I went out and just, we had people fill bins with parts, like just little hardware, like screws and nuts and brackets and stuff. Like just they get low, they'd come and we'd fill it up. So it's like, I was like, hey, we got a bunch of stuff that we don't use anymore. So here, I'll just use some of these. I went and got some piece of MDF board or particle board or something and just mounted stuff to this wood. Got some PVC pipe and got some rollerblade wheels.
Nice.
And actually like angled them a certain way and everything so that you would set it down on the track and then you could roll it really smooth. And it was pretty slick looking. Because he was doing some pickup shots. He did some movie a few years ago where it was kind of like an anthology movie of like 3 different stories that kind of got pieced together by some wraparound story. And he was going and doing all the pickup shots for the wraparound story. He asked me to come help. He's like, can you make this thing for me? And I'll have you come down, help us out for the day and all that. So I did that. I got to like, hold the monitor while somebody.
Did you get credited in the movie?
No. He said that he would, and I don't think it ever happened. But actually, I got a copy of the movie before, and then I loaned it to Anthony now that I think about it, and I've never got it back, that bastard. Not that he even listens to this show to hear that.
Maybe he does, and he's worried about what goes on in your life.
I doubt it.
He's looking for it frantically right now.
I doubt it. For those of you listening, like Anthony's was a host on our other show. That actually, I didn't even tell you that he's going to come back in a couple weeks, hopefully, for like what would be episode 60 of that show.
Really?
I'm hoping. We'll see. He said that he would. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
But anyway, but yeah, we can talk more about. I'll let that be part of the story that I tell for this later. I'll tell about making that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually there's a couple interesting stories there. So let's get to it.
All right.
And okay, so this is Chad.
Amanda.
You're listening to Chad and Amanda talk shit about. I had to think about which show I was getting ready to introduce. So this is a show where we just we'll pick a couple more lighter topics than what we talk about on our other show, being the secular perspective. This is usually funnier stories. Let's have a little more lighthearted, and then we will also, if possible, tie those stories into something from our own personal lives. If not, we'll just find some other stories to tell. I guess I'm kind of putting myself in the position of telling a story about, helping somebody make a B horror movie a few years ago. I don't know. I wonder if that's going to pick up on the mic. Somebody's car alarm is going off outside, going nuts right now.
It's not mine.
No, it's right outside the window.
I always have to do this, like
beep beep.
Okay, not mine.
Yeah, no, it's that way. You're that way. God, that's really annoying. Thank you. All right. So anyway, so we didn't record last week. We just kind of doubled up on some shows, and you went on vacation with your sister. It was like a kind of a whole family thing, or just you and your sister?
No, it was a whole family thing, which is surprising because we never get together anymore. I have 2 sisters, 1 brother, my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
My sister's dog came along, and it was super fun. We were in her camper, and then it's in Michigan, so it's a dunes.
Okay.
It's like a campground that's tied to these dunes.
Yeah.
But the dunes are super vast, but they've reserved a section where you can drive cars around.
Okay.
So there's sometimes like really big hills. And my brother, he's crazy about Jeeps, but he has a Wrangler that's a 4-cylinder. So he was worried that he couldn't get up any of the, like, didn't have enough power.
Is
to get
that
up
a
the
picture
hills.
that I saw of like you and him?
Yes.
Inside that,
like,
okay.
We're looking scared. We're not sure if he
Yeah.
can make, because if you don't make it up this, it's called Test Hill. Really, it's just a steep dune, but it's pretty steep. And if you don't make it up, you have you can't make a U-turn in the middle of the hill. You just roll back down. Just let the earth take you.
Yeah. But is that like that's your test, that if you can make it up that, then you can handle the rest of this stuff?
No, you can be out there just to, oh my God, I saw somebody had like a Subaru out there, which they're all-wheel drive, so fine.
Yeah.
But it was just like a beat up Subaru. You can bring anything out there if you've got like an off-road vehicle sticker on it. Like they'll slap off-road vehicle stickers on a lot of different cars.
Wow.
We found OJ. We saw a white Bronco.
Nice.
Probably the same year too. He was tooling around. We kept following him with a camera. That was.
I wonder if they just stopped making them after that.
Yeah,
they're just we're screwed. We're gonna cut off the white Bronco specifically.
And then
probably not.
My sister's husband has a lot of friends that do the dirt bike thing, so we watch them, and sometimes they fall, and because they'll be like hot dogging and doing jumps, and they'll just like whoop, and it's kind of like whoa,
weird,
little scary, but
has never been my thing. That falls too much in line with like sporting type stuff almost.
Because we were talking about,
I'm sure it's fun.
It's too crowded in the summertime, so we don't go in the summertime.
Yeah.
And this was honestly my first time being out on the dunes driving around, because I'm like, I can take it or leave it. I'll just drive down, or I'll ride my bike down to the lighthouse and just screw around. But no, I went out there, and it was kind of fun. Like, will his car make it up? It did. And but there's so many people. Like, yes, it's like Trump heaven out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
And because we don't want to go in the summertime because it's so crowded, we suggested, okay, we'll hit it again in October of this year. And my mom's like, oh, that's great, we can wear Halloween costumes.
Oh my God, that would be funny.
Tooling around. And Nick's like, I'll go as a redneck. And mom's like, nobody will know that you're in costume, son. Because it is a very weird, it's very distinct kind of people out there. Like, oh yeah, wearing camo.
We'll have to be careful when you guys go, because if my buddy Chris has a Halloween party, you guys have to come, because he throws the best Halloween
Really?
parties.
I will go. I love Halloween. My Halloween costumes, I never put much effort into them. I really have to get serious about a Halloween costume.
I don't remember what I did last year. I know I really toned it down.
I didn't do anything. I was stuck alone in Florida while I was waiting.
What I did last year now. Yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Not last year. I do remember what I did. I did some cultural appropriation because I went as like a Scottish person, but not a sexy Scottish person. Just like, honest to God, like a person that would play the bagpipe.
Yeah, I just remembered a second ago my Halloween costume for last year was my lesbian friend Kendra. I dressed up as her.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Did it work?
Kind of.
Like, dang.
Kind of, because the year previous, he didn't have his Halloween party. I had bought a costume. I bought a He-Man costume. Mm-hmm. So like, you put on the bodysuit, it's got the big buff muscles and stuff, and it had a wig. And my friend Kendra was like, she was just fascinated with the wig. And this was like right after she had come out too. So she was like fascinated with the long hair. She's like, wow, this is really nice. And it was the rattiest freaking wig. But I made a joke this like, well, next year I'm just going to go as you apparently, and I'll just reuse the wig. And she's like, oh, you ought to. And then we kind of forgot about it. And then I just happened to think about it again. And I was like being really lazy. I hadn't bought anything. I was like, really all I needed to do to be her was wear the wig and like put on a flannel plaid shirt and some jeans.
God, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Most stereotypical.
Very stereotypical. So
you either could have been Wayne from Wayne's World, or you could have been your friend, basically.
Pretty much. So, because I first said that I was going to even like take a picture of her and print it off and make a mask, and I didn't actually end up doing that.
That's creepy.
And I like just cut out the eye holes and put it on a stick.
Yeah.
But he ended up not doing a super huge party, just like there ended up being just a small handful of us come over. And but I didn't really dress up to go over. I had the stuff there, but I didn't have a shirt to wear because I don't do flannel myself.
Really?
I'm not a flannel person. So I borrowed one from one of my buddies because we got over there. She's like, "Where's your costume?" I was like, I don't know. She's like, "Were you going to do the thing?" I was like, I was thinking about it. She's like, "You have to do it." So then I dress up and put the wig on and everything. And then she's like, taking pictures with me and sending them to her friends. Like, he dressed up as me for Halloween. Yay. I don't even know. I don't even know that I have a copy of that picture. I probably do somewhere. It's probably saved on my server. But tell you what, let's talk about these stories real quick, and then we can get back to talking about our own goofy crap. We'll talk about one of them real quick. So, as everybody knows, the election stuff's going on right now.
No, what?
Yeah, I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
I really am. And I'm wearing my YouTube people can see it. I'm wearing a birdie for president.
Oh, I haven't given up on it. I think I'm going to write him in.
Yeah.
I haven't given up.
Yeah. Well, he'll still, he's going to the riding it out.
I know
he's riding it out. So it's like.
But I feel bad because he's just getting battered now because of
I think most of it's the press, really. I think the press just keeps making it seem worse than it really is.
She's winning the states right now.
So, I don't know.
I don't like her very much.
I used to, and then I don't now.
Yeah, when she first announced, I was like, "Oh, that's the solid candidate. Like the Democrats can finally make some headway."
And then Bernie comes out.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in love."
Right. But the whole point of this story is just really us going to give her shit, being Hillary, because we live in Indianapolis, and this article is from the Indy Star, so nobody else cares. But she called us Indiano place. So the word Indian, INDIAN, and then the letter O, and then place instead of Indianapolis.
Indiana place.
Yeah. So Indianapolis is like the word Indiana.
A polis.
And then polis. Yeah. So she called us Indiano place. And I don't remember what the context was. Oh, are you still? She was sending an email, sending it to somebody else, and she goes, "Are you still in basketball crazed Indiana place?"
God, I feel like
and that was in an email.
Oh,
you know what? This wasn't even recently. Now that I'm looking back at the article, this is from an email to an aide back in 2010. So this is probably come to light due to the Freedom of Information Act, due to all her emails on the server and all that stuff she's going on. So this was a few years ago, actually. So it's just coming up now because of the election stuff.
They're just dragging it out, aren't they?
Yeah. But did you hear what Ted Cruz did when he was in town this week? He was giving a speech somewhere here in Indianapolis, and there's a Twitter video that somebody made, I think, that it says, I'll have to show you on my phone later. It says watch the girl right behind him, because you see the exact moment when she goes from a Ted Cruz fan to a Ted Cruz hater, and they're in a basketball stadium or something, and he says something about putting the ball in that basketball ring instead of basketball hoop, and you see the look on her face is she starts smiling, and then his arm moves, and then her face changes, and she's just just this dead stare. But there's the one girl that's more center framed that they were focusing on. There's another girl that's down lower than her that she kind of does the same thing, and there's a guy that's there that's the same thing, and then there's this other random dude looking on his phone trying to record the whole thing, and he's not. You can tell he's not paying attention to what's being said because he's trying to line up his shot. So he's just hey, I'm happy or whatever, and you see everybody else what the fuck did he just say?
In that basketball ring.
In that basketball ring. I was like, oh my God, you just lost Indiana right there, dude.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not a sports guy, but damn, I know it's called a hoop.
That the Trump motorcade went right past my house.
You told me about that. I remember us.
Street.
Yes.
I took down that post because I looked online and 16-year-olds had gotten arrested for death threatening. And this was not a death threat. I made a joke. And he drove past. You could clearly see guys in suits inside these black SUVs. And I was like shaking with rage because I'd never been that close to him. Like he was going to the fairgrounds to do a rally, which was ridiculous. So I posted on Facebook like, Trump drove past my house and this place almost became the grassy knoll. And I was just trying to like make a joke to relieve my anger because I got unexpectedly angry, like, oh, that fucker. But Chad's like, the first comment is Chad's like, you better take this down. And I kind of thought about it. And then I looked up, like, I Googled, like, Trump death threats. And so many people have gone to jail over that. So I'm like, oh, God, that's a thing. Like he's just not threatening to sue them. He's actually, like...
he's just cutting to the chase. Yeah.
So I took it down, even though it was technically not a threat.
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious.
And say that he was going to be the one getting hit on the grassy knoll.
I said it almost. Like
yeah.
Obviously. But... They meant business because there was like a helicopter thudding around.
No kidding. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the full 5 hours. And like me, you know, I'm not turning the air on yet, so all my windows are open, and I'm like, oh, that fucking helicopter! Like I'm losing my mind inside the house. So
you're pretty darn close to the fairgrounds, really.
Oh yeah, it's going over my house. It's doing a wide circle. So then I'm like forgetting that I have every single window in my house open today. Well, not every single one. I missed like
we're close.
I even have like a regular window in my bathroom. Why?
Because your house is an older house though, and you don't. No, you do have a vent in your.
I do, but it's still I can open and close a window, and I have a curtain over it at all.
I wonder
times.
If the vent was retrofitted in later or something.
But it's my upstairs bathroom, so this is the one.
Oh, because I'm thinking of the downstairs.
No, there's another one, and they just have regular damn windows in them. So, I forget that it's open, and I swear to God my neighbor's outside. Because I'm being stupid, and I yell down to my husband, like, oh, my pee's real yellow. And my husband's like, babe, you better get some water, like, hollers it, like, just so nice. And then I hear somebody laughing outside. And I'm like, oh, cool, I didn't close this window in my house.
You should start just like, if you know people are outside, you should just start
yelling
random crazy shit.
These are the ones that I think keep mowing my yard, too. Okay. So maybe they'll stop if I'm like, well, that's not right. Like,
should it be this color?
Yeah.
My poop is purple. Why is my poop purple?
Yeah, so that was ridiculous. That happened today before I came over here.
That's awesome.
Scott's like, get yourself hydrated, honey.
That's really funny.
So I need to close my bathroom windows. Gosh,
yeah. I had like a family that went to that too. Not ironically. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you too. Because the cars all got jammed up outside my house when they all left.
Of course.
So it's like the most people I've ever seen smoking cigarettes in my life. I was like, wow, all these Trump supporters smoke cigarettes too. Like, there's a correlation. Somebody should study this. But I'm going to walk my dog.
I'm probably all stressed. Like, I can't take it anymore.
I'm going to walk my dog, and I got flashbacks to when I got like.
You had your trip up north to the bar.
Because these fucking frat boys are like, oh, good looking. I don't even know what they yell. They catcall me out of their truck, and I'm like, oh, cool.
While you're at your house?
Yeah, while I'm walking my dog outside of my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, awesome. They can't even like I know you're all fired up because you just got out of that rally, but like,
chill
I
out.
didn't even acknowledge. Most of the time I don't acknowledge it. Just keep.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if you could train your dog to like. I wonder if there's like a specific sense to Trump supporters and just like
he'll
train
just
your
kill
dog
anybody.
to attack.
No, he doesn't like anybody.
Yeah. So he nipped at me that one time.
I know.
And he was like being all mellow. And it was my fault. I mean, it's like I reached down to pet him, and I was bugged him.
No, you have to ignore him. Because people want to like.
Because like he was cool with me, like
he was.
He was super cool with me. Yeah, and it was just like
he's a wild dog.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting another dog that's tame.
Just train him when he's young, get him as a puppy, and teach him to be mellow.
Scott did get him as a puppy, but you couldn't get it out of him. He'll follow commands like crazy, but you cannot get that hate out of him.
Huh.
He was born with it. He'd probably support Trump if he were a human.
Get him a t-shirt that says Trump's my bitch.
No joke, hates black people and flamboyant people. Mostly hates men. But one time I pulled up to a stop sign, and I had Ichabod in the back, and I had all my windows rolled down. a stoplight, and there was a guy beside me, gayest black man ever,
I was
had
gonna say,
like
that
an
dude was
afro,
probably screwed.
and he like did this with his hands. He was like, "Hey, puppy," and like
Oh,
screamed
God.
it at my dog. My dog starts like, I'm like, whoa, and he's like, "Oh, he's not having a good day." I'm like,
you need to chill out, dude.
I was like, it's like everything my dog hates.
I know.
Because he's seriously racist. I hate it.
That's crazy. I've never heard of a racist dog before.
I saw another one too. Because I had ridden to see 4th of July fireworks here in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And like this dog comes out of nowhere, like running, like charging him. He's like, the guy's like, whoa, that's my dog, and he likes bikes. Like, calm down, he likes bikes. And he's not gonna hurt you. And I'm like, cool. But then this guy was drunk. He comes up to me. He's like, he hates black people though, and just hauled him away.
Oh my God!
I was like, wow, I'm not alone. That's crazy.
I don't know why a dog would be that way.
I get so embarrassed of him because
that's nuts.
Well, obviously, I get embarrassed of him because I live in a
yeah.
mostly black neighborhood. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is. That's
I don't
crazy. Know. You just need like a little small doggy.
He hates mostly everybody, but
yeah. He only just stopped barking at me because I ignored him the few times I was over there. Just like he was just like, okay, this is going nowhere.
You can't even make eye contact.
Because I thought about when I was going to go over there. Well, a few times I was over there before we started recording here, like starting to bring like dog treats in my pocket or something.
Oh, he would love you if you feed him. Yeah. That's the only way I think I could get around it if I brought dog treats.
Yeah.
He's hateful, son of a bitch. He would be a Trump supporter. I know he would.
Yeah. Well, last thing we have here as far as an actual story goes, we'll talk about that. And this will actually go pretty quick. I thought it was really funny.
I think the amount is the funniest thing.
I know, yeah. I don't know that it would be worth much more than that, though. But, okay, so this is something on the Huffington Post. So there was the headline reads, "Female Ted Cruz lookalike agrees to do porn for $10,000. And then the subtitle under that, "Her boyfriend and future co-star is proud. She's more famous than Madonna." Well, first of all, probably not. In his mind, maybe.
Everybody's seen this photo of this lady.
Yeah, because I remember hearing a story about us. Oh, there's this lady that was on Maury Povich for whatever reason.
She has the nose down.
Yeah,
and the
mouth a little bit. It's just the shape of the face a little bit,
and the chin comes out farther than her lip.
Yeah, but she does a little bit. I'm not gonna say she looks exactly like him.
And
but they're similar. They look like they could be related.
She's got the weird downward sloping eyes too, like his eyes, like.
But oh wow, that's short too.
Oh, she's 21.
So maybe it's already happened. I guess. Okay, so there's like a caption under the pictures that says, "Circe Hayes, 21, has become a viral sensation ever since she appeared on the Maury Povich show on April 19th. She is now capitalizing on her fame by making a 6-minute porn for $10,000.
Oh, 6 minutes.
So how do they know it was 6 minutes? I mean, to me, that sounds like it was already made and they know it was only 6 minutes.
Or they did like a study.
Or they said that we're just going to cut it down to 6 minutes.
Nobody would watch a full-length porn with her in it. Come on. You'd watch a clip.
I don't know that I want to watch a clip.
Right.
I think I would actually feel it crawl back up inside me to hide.
I haven't seen the more famous porns that are like the Kim Kardashian one.
I refuse. Yeah.
Or the Paris Hilton one. Never saw those. So
I think I saw part of the Paris Hilton one once before. Maybe. I feel like I watched. I something popped up. I remember seeing something before. We had it at the video store, I think.
What?
Did we? I know we had the Pam and Tommy one.
I forgot.
Because that was like the original.
I haven't seen that one either.
What the hell is wrong with this? Is like probably the third time I think we've talked about porn on this show.
I don't know.
I don't know what happens.
Because you know a lot about it because of the
I worked
back
at the video
room.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Oh, you brought this up.
Well, I know I brought this story up, I guess. This one's my fault. Okay, this one's my fault. I lost my train of thought, though.
They need to have a dude now that looks like Carly Fiorina be her co-star now that they're all like together.
All gender bender.
Yeah. Like, we got the female Ted Cruz, we got the
male
Carly Fiorina,
Fiorina,
and they're not allowed to use any bathroom anywhere.
I love it. Well, I remember whenever Sarah Palin and John McCain were a thing, going together.
He did not vet her whatsoever.
He did not vet her well. But no, because she was kind of the hot at the time. Now she's just like a train wreck.
Nobody
But at the
can
time she was
Carly Fiorina hot.
No. But I'm talking about Palin. She was like kind of the
she was
like kind of the hot mom type
lady.
of thing
at
the time. Now like she's just whatever.
But
they made a porn of her called Nailin' Palin. I didn't see it.
That's a terrific name.
I remember hearing the name.
Oh my god, that's terrific. Yeah. I remember when she did her speech, her like I'm gonna be the his running mate. So she gets up there and then she doesn't say much of anything except yee-haw, and then she's like, and I have a Down syndrome son, so I'll fight for all you. Like, what? That's the issue you brought up right now?
I love Tina Fey's parody of her though. She's all just like, I'm so cute, pew pew pew. That's really all I know of it. But
I don't know how she got to be the governor. What is Alaska?
Yeah,
they must have low voter turnout in Alaska,
I guess. But yeah, so that's that story. I'll link to it. Just I thought it was really funny because it was a kind of a political story. It was more about the political part of it than the porn.
Oh wait, I like this sentence. Amazingly, Hayes had never heard of Cruz before the resemblance was pointed out, and she still knows little about him.
Yeah, she thought he was.
I don't know if he's done a good enough job to be reelected, she said.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor woman.
Like when we pointed out that Cruz isn't actually president, just a candidate, she said, well, yeah, I don't know anything about him. It's like, how ridiculous.
Oh, my God. She is not even offended by saying she looks like just an ugly-ass man either.
I guess, yeah. Well, she was. Here's what shocks me about this, and I feel bad for commenting on the way that a person looks, but what I don't understand is, okay, she looks like Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Okay. If you see the thing here, why she was on Maury Povich, 5 men tested. Will I find my daughter's father today? So there was potentially 5 men that slept with a woman that looked like Ted Cruz.
That's the name of the show, though. That might not be her story as a single guest.
That's true. That's true.
Because I've watched those before.
And they keep the same tagline on there.
The title's really shocking, and it'll be like the most extreme case out of all of them.
That's true.
But that may not be her.
That's true. I will give you that. I will redact my statement.
But it could be 5 men.
But it could be.
I'm going to give you that.
But like to the point where she had to be on there to have Maury test to figure out who's the father of my kid.
I always wonder about those people that go on that show.
Because, man, how can you not keep track? I mean,
I think what was more shocking is Maury is still on the freaking air. I was
kidding.
I was like, whoa, that show's still around.
I can't believe Jerry Springer's still on.
He is?
I think. I mean, I don't see Commercial Sport anymore, but I'm assuming he's still on. I hope that maybe he would quit. I remember his bodyguard, or not bodyguard, like security guy Steve ended up getting his own show for a while.
Yes, and that was just to like, they'd put like
it was just to get people people riled up again, wasn't it?
It was him yelling at people, because I remember one show he had like a dad that was like, yeah, I spank my kids, and it was just Steve yelling at him throughout the whole show, like, you're not a fucking man, like, just. And then the audience was like, kick his ass, Steve. Like that. That was how that show went.
That sounds stupid. I'm glad I missed that.
I caught one of them for you, so I could tell you about it years later.
I guess. See, you were thinking ahead and didn't even know it. So that's the actual only real stories we had for this. But I will go back and finish telling my story from the cold intro about helping make this movie. I can't even say I helped make the movie. Like, I didn't act in it. I made equipment for them to use. Actually, they ended up not even using my dolly for that after I made it. He ended up using it later for some other project that he was working on. But, like, we had a camera. He was trying to do some weird dolly shots, like up in the air type of dolly, but he didn't have an actual crane for it. So like we had a camera attached to a pole and standing and holding it, walking through some stuff. And then I had, we had a monitor off to the side. We had a cable running down the pole and then going over the monitor. So I had to like hold the monitor and be like running along beside him so he could see kind of what was going on. But we bounced around a few different places down around Bloomington and kind of outskirts of Bloomington.
Well, let me ask you about the plot of the horror film.
Well, it was an anthology, so there was like 3 different stories to it, and it's been a long time since I watched them. I don't remember. Damn. Well, we did the wraparound story, so it was just like little small. There wasn't much of a wraparound story, really. It was more just like showing stuff that kind of happened around the town. Because it was just like a really weird, creepy podunk town. Like they found.
I like those horror films though. When
it was just, I mean, some of them, like you could tell, and it was weird because you could tell each actual horror movie part was done by a different director because they were drastically different. Like one of them was really kind of funny, one of them was really kind of gory, and one of them was just like really weird, trippy. I can't even put my finger on like what I would call it.
The trippy ones are my least favorite.
Yeah. But I remember we shot, it was one of those like, we're in a back alley behind some business. I don't remember what it was because there was like a little shed that one of them saw. It's like, okay, this looks like a neat little area. There by chance happened to be like some old mattresses that had been laid down on the ground in this little shed. And the scene was like,
wait, you were trespassing. Yes.
Kind of, but not really. I don't know. It was like we were standing in an alley behind, like you could drive on this little area. Like so like to one side of us is businesses, to the other side of us is like people's backyards. Like there's a row of houses up on this hill. And I remember seeing like a kid playing on a swing set or something off in the distance.
It sounds like a creepy night.
It was like this was like midday. We're talking like it's lunchtime, and we're doing like guerrilla style movie filmmaking, like B-movie filmmaking. Like the whole day, I'm like, oh my god, if the cops get called on us, like,
are you gonna run?
Like, yeah, it was like almost one of those things. It was like almost like, do we start running? Like, do I need to be ready to sprint back to the car or something? Like, nothing ever happened, luckily, but I was thought more for this one scene because I see kids like way off in the distance, and it's the area where like there's this little shelter area. There's a couple mattresses, like I said, like they were old, dirty mattresses, like they were being ready to be thrown out. That's why they were there. But it was serendipitous that they were there for this scene. Nasty. Because it was a nasty scene. It was a married couple actually that was doing this together, but one guy who's like kind of dressed up to be a real rednecky looking guy, like he wouldn't even like put extra, they have some kind of makeup thing that they do to make your teeth look all grimy. So like he had to make a point to not brush his teeth that morning so stuff would stick. And there's like this oily stuff that you dip his finger and he like rubs it all over his teeth really good, and it makes your teeth look kind of yellow and black a little bit, like your teeth are just kind of decaying a little bit. Kind of almost like you remember like in elementary school, like when they teach you about brushing your teeth and you eat the little red tablet, and then it turn your teeth red in certain spots. They brush better here. It's that kind of concept is what the stuff is. So he puts that in his teeth, and I remember he had like on a white t-shirt and these suspenders and stuff like that. His wife was basically playing a prostitute. They put makeup on her so she had like some herpes on her mouth and like really nasty. Like, and what's really weird, she was a very pretty lady, and they got her made up looking pretty trashy. Like it was
like Charlize Theron in Monster.
Not quite that far, not like unrecognizable, but like it was just trashy enough to be believable. And a BJ scene. Like now it was like, 20 to 30 seconds of what the scene would be. And it's just more or less like you see him just kind of stumble along. She's standing there by this shelter that happens to have the mattresses there. And she's a prostitute. So it was, like I said, it was serendipitous that those were there. But, and there was no actual dialogue to this, but then he flashes some money. She's just kind of like that, and she kind of points to his watch, so he has to pull his watch off too.
Like the Hollywood when they shoot the sex scenes where they just like it's just portions. It's not really like
kind of. That's really kind of what it was. So like they did all that, and then there was a scene like we shot where she basically kind of goes like she kind of starts to squat down, and you just kind of focus on his face for a second, and you see him just see him have the big grin on his face and everything, and then I think maybe they pulled back. There was a side shot where you just kind of see the back of her head at his waist or something. That's all. That's all the scene was. But he told me later that they went back, the two of them at home went and actually recorded sounds to be dubbed over the top of that.
Sick.
That he edited in.
Sick.
Yeah.
So it's like a snuff recording over top.
I know. But like so there was that scene. I think that was the first scene that we did of the day, actually, now that I think it might have been the second, but I think it was the first. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be an interesting day if this is the first shot.
Film.
But then we went like out in the country somewhere. There was like some old country store that wasn't open anymore, but it still had like, you could still tell there was stuff inside and some like the old antique signs on the front of the store and stuff like that. And the people, like their family owned it, lived right across the street, and he had called ahead and he knew him. One of the guys, because like one of the guys that was actually kind of like the producer of the movie lived down there. So he was the one that knew all these spots to go to.
I got all these creepy.
So like there was so one of the girls was an actress there. She was dressed up to look like some just kind of a loony old lady and had like a baby doll that she just packed around and was sitting there rocking it. And they got some pickup shots of just her walking around. Because I think she was the one that kind of tied some of these scenes together where... Because she walked by as the original BJ scene went on. We kind of pan across and you see her walking by. And then she just shows up at other spots here and there.
This is a weird movie.
But then the last scene that we did... They actually had dialogue to it and stuff. We had to go shoot it in a cemetery. And it was like midday in a cemetery. And it was like somebody had made all these really creepy dolls. Because there was like this big tree and some really old tombstones in like tall ones and stuff. They were all old and worn down, kind of way off. And this is a huge cemetery. And there was like other people like visiting. It's huge. But so they went and set up all this stuff, and the dude was like yelling. I can't remember specifically what he was yelling, but like if anybody actually came through, like, oh my God, we're doing some kind of like satanic ritual or something in this thing and going to be getting the cops
Somebody's
called.
Going to go write a bill.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my God, this is nuts. And the dude was getting into it. Like he did a good job performing it.
Yeah.
It got kind of old because he had to do it like 3 or 4 times to get it right.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what it was, but he was like really raising his arms up and yelling. And I want to say maybe somebody gets stabbed, somebody gets cut or something, because they did like a blood effect or something on that. And then I remember we went back to the one dude who lived down there, his house, and they were doing some kind of effect of something on the floor where it was like, I don't know, it's like I think something popping out of somebody's chest. So they have
He just linked so many horror films together into the...
Yeah, because it was a pickup shot for, I think, one of the other actual film things, but they just had like a little box or a body that had somebody's shirt, and they just kind of folded the shirt over, because they already had the hole cut out and squirted a little bit of blood there, because it was going to cut to that frame as the thing's popping out, so you wouldn't really see the cut up shirt ahead of time, like it's a trick of the eyes and stuff. And I remember they shot this thing over and over again, like him trying to zoom in on it while it was happening and just doing all kinds of stuff. It was pretty wild. And then they ordered pizza and we ate. Had lunch after all this bloody mess of stuff and sat around and talked. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he went to they go to these movies. There are these conventions called Horror Hound Weekend. There's 2 of them a year. There's usually one in Indianapolis, one in Cincinnati. I haven't been in years. I kind of got over it, but I went to a bunch of them for a really long time with my buddy Chris. And I only heard about him because of this guy Patrick that did the movie. But I went to one of them, and they actually, I think I give them money for the DVD just to help support them. But they went and like, everybody that was there, signed it all for me. Thanks for the help, blah, 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 whatever. I don't have it to show you because it's over at Anthony's house.
What are you doing?
I know. So,
It sounds like fun. It sounds like a fun
It was
job.
fun. I love doing stuff like that. Like I love doing video stuff. Like even my cousin.
We got to get you an outlet for it. Though.
I've got a cousin that is doing. I'm hoping he hasn't actually texted me back. He's got a bunch of raw footage done. He's got some videos that he needs to get done about going to vote. Like he's on the board of something over in the next county over, and they do different projects of this and that throughout the year. And one of the ones that they're doing this year is doing stuff to raise awareness to get people to go vote and stuff like that. So he had texted me a couple weeks ago like, hey, do you still edit video and stuff? I'm like, hell yeah, I do, because of this. And I do a lot of editing really with this. I fix the sound and that's about it. Yep. But I was like, yeah, I do stuff like that.
How embarrassing.
How dare you? Her phone is ringing.
Do you hear this ringtone?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a polka.
A polka?
No, it's not. It's awful. It's old.
Oh. I lost my train of thought. Thank you very much. God, so unprofessional.
It's going to go off again for the voicemail. She'll leave.
That's all right. But anyway, so he's got all this raw footage now. He said he's got like 10, 15 minutes worth of raw footage because they were doing like 3 60-second spots. And they're even wanting to do like some voiceover stuff with somebody. So I may hopefully I'll get to do this thing. Take a day off, take all my recording equipment over to somebody and have them record it. And then I can put that over the top of these little 30-second to 60-second, kind of like commercials, but not really. I mean, it's not going to be anything that's going on TV. It's on their YouTube. Website? It's up on their website and YouTube channel and stuff like that. So just something fun extra to do to keep my video editing chops
I hate
up.
it when I let my hobbies go. I hate that.
Yeah, I used to get to play video games. I don't play much like I used to. I've been concentrating on on this stuff actually. Like this has become my new pastime really, is like taking the time to edit, because I edit the podcast and I edit the sound for stuff going up on YouTube. Like I said, not that it doesn't take a lot of time. It's not hard. Like I have it streamlined. It just takes time to do it. And I do it kind of in between doing stuff for my real job, because I work from home. I can do that kind of. But then at the same time, in between calls would also be when I would try to squeeze in a little video game time here and there.
Oh no!
So because at the end of the day, the kids are here and I'm trying to keep them from hurting themselves or killing each other or whatever. So it's like I don't really have time to sit and play much anymore. So it happens. And I got a game coming out here in a couple weeks too that I'll be getting that I have to try to squeeze in. So whatever. I've been going about 40 minutes. I think I'm good. I think I've kind of fizzled out on that story. I don't have much else to tell about the movie making, at least that movie making story. I could bore people with like filming weddings and stuff, but that's boring. You filmed one wedding, you filmed them all, really.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's all the same. That's one thing I used to be able to do. Some people that, if the preacher was really cool, I could actually be back behind him off to the side so I could actually see the people's face.
I think the
but a lot of them
would get pissed off about that though. Like,
F him. I'm getting paid just as much as he is. Well, not as much as he is, but
just to like film him without that.
Yeah. But actually what I did do sometimes is I would set a camera up and then walk away and actually I think that's what I did, because there was one time I did like a 2-shot of one of my friend's wedding where I was up in a balcony. God. I had one down low and I had one up in a balcony. And
that's
did it
really
that way.
Cool.
Yeah. It was a pain in the ass to edit.
Sounds like it, yeah. Yeah.
I may have actually just said screw it and just said here's both tapes. I think that's actually what I ended up doing on that one.
Who sits around like, here's my wedding video.
And here's my other wedding video.
Yeah. We're going to play them at the same time and get high.
Yeah.
We'll play one backwards.
We're gonna play one, and we're gonna play Dark Side of the Moon over the top of it. Okay, here's a story. Real quick before we go. So you know all about Dark Side and Wizard of Oz, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're supposed to match up.
Have you ever done it before?
No.
It's kind of cool.
Really?
Like I've seen it before. I mean, it's not like exact, but there's a lot of sound cues that do match up with stuff.
Oh man, no.
But somebody just went and discovered that the new Star Wars movie matches up the same way. Like there was a video clip on
Dark Side of the Moon?
Yes.
Dark Side of the Moon, the whole album's only like 40 minutes, right?
You loop it.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you do in the other stuff too. But like,
does it really though?
There was, they did like 6 minutes.
They're probably cherry picking the best.
No. You don't
Straight.
cherry pick. It's they started the music like when the text crawl happens, like as it's done and just kind of out of sight to where you really can't read anymore. It's about the time they start the music. And I mean, it's not everything exact, but you can definitely see sound cues, and it's better if you hear it in stereo because there's stuff that does pan from right to left, left to right and stuff.
Wow.
But little things happen that match up to certain visual cues on screen. You're just like, wow, that's kind of cool. I'd be curious to see the whole thing because all they did was like maybe the first 6 or 7 minutes of the movie, but they did it in like high quality and stuff too. So, there's probably some legalities of doing too much there. That's probably why they cut it off.
Disney owns it now. Disney will come for you.
Right.
Oh, Disney's crazy.
Yep. So.
All right.
Anywho, so yeah, I think we're done. Call it done. Yeah. It's getting a little warm in here.
Just a little bit.
It's not as bad. I had the air conditioner on. I had extra fan going. I taped open the vent for the air conditioner so it doesn't get so doggone hot in here. Oh, I did. I took the vent off the floor and opened the thing up and used a piece of tape to keep it from falling shut. Yes. Just because it gets so doggone hot in here with these lights on.
It's not as bad.
Yeah, and I moved the one light because I noticed, you can kind of see it now. This is all just for people watching on YouTube, but I used to get a bad glare from that light off the back of the whiteboard, and I turned it sideways so it's still bright, but you don't get as much of a glare.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so anywho. Well, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment below, give us a thumbs up, let us know what you think of this show. Is anybody actually watching this besides me and her? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I know we're not getting a lot of listens on the actual podcast yet, but I haven't really promoted this hardcore. Like, on our other show, it is kind of already done for me ahead of time, and we already had the listeners. I've never actually promoted anything from scratch before. So I got to figure out a way to promote this thing. So I know there's like an indie podcast group that I need to find a way, because I don't even have a website for this. It's just strictly iTunes only. Whereas our other show, there was a website that was already set up ahead of time through WordPress. So I am not sure how to actually link to not a website for the podcast and that thing. I need to figure that out. Because once I do, I think we'll probably take off. Well, by take off, I mean we might get 100 people to listen. It's about what we get on the other show.
And we'll get excited about it too.
Yeah. I think the other show we usually, we average probably about 115 per episode. Maybe 125. It just depends on what the topic is. Because there's some that you'll get like, there was one that was like about 300 people listen to. And then we've got others that might only get like 97 to 100.
We got to get off the gay train.
I know.
If Republicans would leave it alone, we'd stop.
I know. So we need to stop talking about LGBT stuff. We need to stop talking about abortion and Planned Parenthood stuff. Those are the two things that are kind of like
we've been
the thorn in my side, and we need to move on. But so much crap keeps happening.
I know. Just when you think they can't erode rights anymore, they've done it. Wow.
Yeah, and that's why we make this, so we can actually talk about something happy. And look at us, we're going and bringing ourselves down. God. All right, so
don't talk about work here.
I know. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We will catch you later. Have a good one. Bye.